novel's main theme is the subject of split personality. Unlike other Poe stories, this one is full of descriptions of buildings, spaces, and characters. The plot is narrated by the storyteller named William Wilson. He wants to hide his real name, being ashamed of all the bad things she had done in life. He blames circumstances and temptations for all the evils he could not fight against. He is convinced that genes took part in his wrongdoings. His parents were unable to stop his malicious behavior. Even at a young age, he has become usurper in their home. He went to school in an old building which reminds him of jail. In that school rules order and discipline. His pastor, Dr. Bransby, was also a headmaster of the school. William, being bossy, has forced himself upon other classmates. Everyone bows down to his will, except one boy, his namesake. Coincidentally, they share the same birth date, same height and looks also. William's double becomes leader between the boys. William was annoyed by this fact, so he starts competing with the double. Eventually, resentment towards the boy grows into extreme hate. Wilson is sometimes convinced that he knew him in some distant past. After 5 years of education, Williams becomes a student at Eton. The memory of the double slowly faded away. As a student, he lives a dissipated life. On one gray morning, after the crazy night, he sees his double who warns him that the life he is leading is not good. His wealthy parents are able to send him to attend at Oxford, but he there lives profusely and starts gambling. He uses various tricks, thus damaging rich Lord Glendinning, who by merely looking at him would cause compassion in one. William could feel contemptible looks given from the young men present in the room. Then something odd happens. Heavy door opens, candles put out and a stranger enters. This stranger exposes Wilson as a fraud and publicly shames him. He is also the one who shows where Williams is hiding his cards, which he uses to win games. Crushed and humiliated, he then left Oxford and starts his wandering through the world. But escaping is worthless. Stranger follows him wherever he goes, and at that moment, the main character realizes that his tormentor is, in fact, his double. He does not want to have anything with him anymore, so he challenges him to duel. This event happened at the time of Carnival in Rome. He pushes the double against the fence and pierces him through the chest with a sword. Surprisingly, he looks in the mirror his pale and bloodied face. While dying, he hears himself saying, "You have conquered, and I yield, yet, henceforward art thou also dead, dead to the world, to heaven, and to hope. In me didst thou exist, and, in my death, see by this image, which is thine own, how utterly thou hast murdered thyself."